Hey, this is Russ. Did you guys get a vaccine for the COVID-19? I did. Well, let me tell you the story behind that because it's kind of interesting. Now, my wife got a shot through Walgreens drugstore, and not too far from our home, and she was able to get an appointment for herself, but I was not able to get an appointment. It's very competitive to get an appointment here in the Chicago area, so no matter how hard you try, chances are you're not going to get one, okay? So she tried, and she finally got an appointment, and so she got a shot of the Moderna, all right? And so I tried, but I couldn't get in. So I continued trying on the Cook County site and got an appointment with the Cook County. Well, I guess it would be county-run facility with the Army. Actually, the Army runs that facility. It's a converted Kmart, all right? So you can imagine how large a facility that is. Think about how big a Kmart used to be. And the whole place is filled with people getting shots and sitting around waiting the 15-minute required wait time after you get the shot. So let me tell you the story. Now, I drive up. It takes about a half hour to get there, and parking is very hard to get. All right, there's so many cars in there, and unless you're getting a shot, you're not allowed into the facility. So the people going into the facility are people with shots, and of course, others that might be waiting for them might be in their cars. So I finally got parking, and then I saw the line. It was a double line just to try to get into the building, okay? And I was a little early because I'm usually early for things. I don't like being late, but I was kind of really early, all right? So I walked up to one of the Army guys and I said, "Excuse me, am I too early to get my appointment? Because my appointment is at like 1:45, something like that, whatever it was." And he goes, No, it's fine. Here, follow me, okay? And he brings me to the front of the line, all right? And the reason he did this is because I had my cane. Now, I don't really need my cane to walk much anymore, but I decided I better bring it because I don't know how long I'll be standing in the line, and having a cane to kind of lean on sometimes could be helpful. So he pushed me to the front. So there are times that having that cane does pay off, okay? So he bypassed me from everybody. I kind of felt a little bad about that, but not really. So he puts me in there, and of course, we go through the steps of the screening. They ask you questions and everything, and then they put things in the computer, and then they sign you up for the next dose, all right? Because I had the Pfizer. I didn't have the Moderna. And you got to come back 3 weeks later, all right? So I get my shot, and then I go to the required waiting station. You got to wait for 15 minutes because in case anything happens to you, they want to know that before you just disappear, all right? So I wait my 15 minutes, and I was out of there. And even with all that, I got out of there before my assigned time. So thank you very much to the United States Army, all right? So now, 3 weeks later, I come in and try to get the second dose, okay? And that was just this past Saturday, all right? So I had heard that the second dose could be kind of tough on you. Some people have problems with it, and others, are perfectly fine. So anyways, I walk up, and it was rainy this time. So I said, well, I better be prepared for rain. So I brought my cane again, of course, and nobody was in line. I was kind of shocked. There was like no waiting line outside. So of course, there's cars in the parking lot. So I go in and immediately get pushed into the sitting area where you're kind of waiting for them to process you and everything. So when it came time for my turn, which was probably maybe a minute later, because it was really fast, I talked to the soldier there and I said, I'm surprised there's not that many people. The very first shot I had, there was a ton of people here. And he goes, oh, it says today is second dose day. And typically it goes by faster because we don't have to ask you all those questions and everything's already in the computer. We just have to type in a number and then off you go. So I go, great. So I was talking to him since he was kind of a personable guy. And I just said, hey, can I tell you, can you tell me if, these people are waiting here. Is there any people who actually have a problem after they've gotten the dosage? And he said, well, there was one guy that, I don't know if he fainted or something, but there was one guy that during the time I was here that had some issue. I go, well, I hope that doesn't happen to me. He goes, yeah, I hope not. Okay. Then I move up to the next station, and I'm talking to the nurse, and she was really nice, and she gave me my shot, and I was done. So she goes to go sit in the waiting area as usual. So I go over to the waiting area, and I'm sitting in the back of the waiting area. I like to stay away from people if I can. And I noticed that the guy sitting, well, not quite next to me, but like one row up and then next to me, kind of figure like kitty corner to me. And all of a sudden, people come rushing over to him. And here's what happens. Sir, wake up. Wake up, sir. Sir, are you up? Sir, are you okay? Wake up. Wake up. This guy is out. All right. So they bring over a cot and they lift him up and put him on the cot. He's probably about, maybe, I'm going to guess about 185 pounds, maybe 5'10", something like that, maybe 40 years old, something like that. And they're trying to wake him up and they can't wake him up. And of course, at the same time, a bunch of other soldiers come up with screens. So they screen off his entire area so you can't see what's going on, right? Now, this must have happened before because they were really coordinated in doing this, right? So they really knew what they needed to do. Paramedics came over, and although we couldn't see him, we can hear everything, right? So they were talking to him, and they finally revived him. And they said, well, we're going to take an EKG of you. And then they took blood sugar tests and took his blood pressure and all sorts of stuff. And they said, we recommend that you go to the hospital. Okay. And he refuses. All right. Now, if it was me, I would be like, okay, I'm going to go. I mean, if you're getting knocked out. But anyways, he says that, oh, sometimes sometimes I get these fainting spells. Oh, really? Okay. And of course, the paramedic isn't really happy with this. He says, sir, did you drive yourself here? And he says, yes. He goes, so if you're not going to go to the hospital, you're saying you're going to drive yourself back home when you have already fainted once here? He goes, yes. He says, but you realize that you're putting yourself in danger and everybody else that's around you. He goes, yes. They can't make him go. And I think, my thinking was, did he not go because he was afraid of the cost? I mean, you have an ambulance that's going to have to take you there. You got a hospital charge, and any other exam things that goes on. But come on, I mean, you're knocked out from the second dosage. There's got to be something up, right? That's what I'm thinking. But anyways, that was my experience of the second dose. And of course, for me, I waited my 15 minutes, and I was so tempted to just sit and listen to the rest of this. But hey, my 15 minutes was up, and I was out of there, right? So I left. Anyways, I get home, and of course, I didn't feel too bad. But a little later, I got some soreness in my arm, and then that evening, Saturday evening, I started feeling a little bit of weakness in my body. And then Sunday, yeah, we got the whole body aches. This recording I'm doing is on Monday right now, and I still have the body aches. Now, today is a nice day to go out bike riding, but I didn't go, okay? I stayed home and made a couple of Russ's Right videos for you guys. So on Tuesday, I have 2 Russ's Right videos coming out. One is on the bike itself and things about the bike, right? E-bikes. And then I'm going to release a second video that same day on Tuesday, tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow you're going to see 2 videos come out for me. At 7 a.m. will be the first e-bike video that I did. That's part 1. And then at 1 p.m., part 2 will be released. Okay, so a 2 for 1. So I figured I'd get a jump ahead of the game, and I do this video for Wednesday. So that way I can relax a little bit. If I'm okay, I'll take a bike ride and I'll do a video there, right? So anyways, I think having this new schedule, knowing that, specific days are going to be for knee replacement things and specific days are going to be for e-bike and other things that I'm interested in, I think that's going to work out. Plus, I'm going to take a break in the middle of the week on Thursday and also on Sunday. Now, you might look at this and say, well, this video had nothing to do with the knee. Well, okay, technically, if it wasn't for my knee, I wouldn't have got out of there early. Okay, all right, let's look at it this way. I had to tell the story because it was an interesting story, and there's no other slot to put it in, so this is what you get, right? Anyways, if you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys next time.